It started like any other HOA scam. Update. A casual little note slid under everyone's door about a modest dues increase. Just $20 more a month, allegedly for community beautification. Seemed fair. Until the next month came with another bump, then another. Welcome to Prodigy Tales. Make sure you like and subscribe for your top-notch HOA drama. Karen, our HOA president and self-declared queen of cul-de-sacs, gave the same robotic line at every meeting. We're investing in long-term improvements. Yet the sidewalks still looked like cracked teeth. The lights kept flickering like a horror movie, and the communal garden, dead since spring. The only thing growing was Karen's attitude and our fees. By month 4, my neighbor Pete, an ex-accountant who drinks way too much coffee, brought a calculator to the HOA meeting. We've paid an extra $36,000 in collective dues this quarter, he announced. Karen responded with a thin smile and that awful fake laugh that sounds like a goat with bronchitis. Infrastructure isn't cheap. We might have dropped it if not for the truck. A few days later, Pete called me with shaky excitement. Dude, there's a cement truck at Karen's house. I looked out my window and saw the top of a work crew unloading rebar behind her 6-foot privacy fence. It didn't look like sidewalk repairs. Out of curiosity and maybe a bit of righteous HOA rage, I walked my dog around the block later that evening. Through a small gap in the side gate, I saw a rectangle marked in spray paint. It was deep, wide, and suspiciously pool-shaped. Karen, sipping a margarita in yoga pants, and was barking orders at the crew like she was directing a war movie. The kicker? That night, the HOA website showed a mysterious $25,000 expense labeled water infrastructure. Water infrastructure. For whom? I didn't know it yet, but that backyard oasis was about to make our whole neighborhood boil over, and I was about to become the unexpected hero of a very chlorinated scandal. 3 days after the cement truck sighting, the rumors were full-blown. Karen's backyard had become Area 51. Tall temporary fencing, no workers' uniforms, and some strange landscaping equipment rolled in with no HOA notices. That alone would have been enough to stir suspicion. If Karen hadn't smugly declared at the last meeting, there are no personal projects happening under my watch. Challenge accepted. Pete and I decided to investigate. He sent his nephew's drone, disguised as a toy, to hover past Karen's yard. What it captured was not subtle. A full in-ground pool, waterfall feature, built-in spa, custom tile, the kind of luxury install that screams 5-figure price tag. And remember that vague water infrastructure charge? It had grown. The next HOA ledger entry listed another $12,400 for irrigation extensions. Yeah, sure, if by irrigation you meant a personal cabana. Armed with screenshots and a fresh wave of indignation, I approached Karen during her morning dog walk. Hey, Karen, notice some big changes in your yard? HOA project? I asked, playing dumb. She blinked. Oh, just routine maintenance. Some erosion control. I raised an eyebrow. Heated erosion control? Her face tightened like someone just poured lemon juice into her Botox. If you're implying something, take it up with the board. Funny thing, she was the board. Every other member had either quit or been handpicked by her. But she forgot one thing. I actually read the bylaws, and they included a clause about misuse of HOA funds and a path for emergency audit requests, with enough homeowner signatures. So I started knocking on doors. Turns out, when you tell neighbors their $400 dues hike went into someone's backyard pool, they don't need much convincing. I had 12 signatures by sunset. Karen might have had a waterfall, but I had a paper trail and a growing mob of angry suburbanites. I submitted the petition to the state HOA Oversight Division the next morning. Karen's reign wasn't over yet, but the foundation was starting to crack, and I wasn't done digging. The state HOA audit team didn't waste time. Less than a week after I filed the complaint, a letter arrived confirming an investigation into alleged financial misconduct. That alone would have been satisfying if Karen hadn't immediately gone into full dictator mode. She canceled the next HOA meeting, claimed technical difficulties on the website, and emailed us all saying the books were being reviewed internally. Translation? Panic. But she underestimated how furious the neighborhood had become. So Pete and I printed every financial record we'd scraped together, highlighted expenses, fake contractor names, identical invoice templates, all tied back to Karen's new pool palace. We also printed a massive aerial photo of her backyard, drone footage paused perfectly to show the glittering water reflecting her patio lanterns. I even borrowed a projector from my cousin who teaches third grade. The following Tuesday, we organized a community gathering at the rec center. 70 people showed up. Karen didn't. But her vice president, Todd, the guy who always nodded like a dashboard bobblehead, was forced to stand there sweating while we dropped every piece of evidence. Here's the 25K water infrastructure line, I said, clicking to the drone photo. Gasps. Someone shouted, "That's a spa!" Here's the $12,400 irrigation extension with no matching vendor license. And here's a $7,000 charge for decorative stone masonry, also visible in her private backyard. Todd looked like he was going to throw up in his La-Z-Boy. By the time we rolled into the drone video, even the silent ones were whispering resignation and fraud. Then the doors slammed open. Karen, wearing sunglasses indoors and a silk scarf like she was testifying before Congress, marched in with a folder and fake calm. "I can explain." But nobody cared. Pete stood up and said, "Explain it to the state auditors, Karen." We already did. She stared at me like she was trying to vaporize me with her eyeballs. I smiled. "Hope the pool's heated. The lawsuit's going to be cold." She walked out without another word. Just the click of heels. That, and a slow clap from Mrs. Delaney in the back row. The neighborhood was done being quiet, and Karen, she was about to learn that HOA revenge runs deep. By the time the state wrapped up their audit, Karen's pool was collecting more lawsuits than rainwater. The official report landed in every mailbox. Confirmed misappropriation of HOA funds totaling $98,732.34. That didn't include the fake invoices, ghost vendors, or the little decorative stone expenses that somehow matched the fire pit beside her private hot tub. The HOA board, what was left of it, voted to remove her permanently. Even Todd, who once claimed she ran things efficiently, voted her out like his name depended on it. Karen didn't show up for the meeting, but her pool lights mysteriously turned off that same night. 2 weeks later, the HOA filed a civil suit to recover the stolen funds. Turns out, embezzling from a community fund breaks a lot of laws. Karen's lawyer tried spinning it as a misunderstood improvement plan, but the judge saw through that faster than chlorine clears pee. The court ordered her to repay every dollar, plus penalties and interest. Total? Over $130,000. Karen put her house up for sale immediately. Rumor was she begged her sister in Arizona to help cover the legal costs. A few of us watched from our porches as she moved out. No goodbye, no apology, just a U-Haul, a deep scowl, and a neighbor's sprinkler mysteriously turning on the moment she walked past. I didn't run for HOA president. I won it, unopposed. First thing I did, require quarterly financial disclosures, all contractor bids made public, and a recall vote clause for future board members. I even got the HOA to install a new playground and fix the rotting fence line, all without touching emergency funds. As for Karen's pool, the new buyer filled it in. "I don't want the curse that came with it," he joked. I told him he made the right call. That summer, we threw a neighborhood barbecue. Everyone brought something. Pete grilled. Mrs. Delaney made those lemon bars she always threatened to stop baking. And someone even played a slideshow of drone photos with a big red X over the pool. We all laughed. Karen may have tried to rule us with chlorinated corruption, but in the end, the only thing left floating was her reputation. The end. Please like and subscribe for more HOA showdowns like this. Do you think Karen got what she deserved? Comment below.